We talk about metaphysics on this channel. So if you didn't know, now you know. There's your warning. So now let's begin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and to all the new subscribers, do me a favor, click on the bell icon, click on the like button, and share to everyone who may or may not know, or somebody that you think would be interested in this kind of information. We're talking about veganism, and we're talking about GMOs, and the alkaline and acidic factors inside the human, well, you like to call it the human body and whatnot. So let's get started. Hope everyone's doing all right. So a few days ago I was talking to somebody, and this person was talking to me about how they're confused about what they're supposed to actually be eating. Now, this person is actually a part of the human race. He's a Caucasian person. Me and him was talking, and he got in contact with me because he was very confused about the information on SIT and in other places, and he wanted to verify with me on certain forms of information. And he wanted to know that could he still eat meat and be able to have his pineal gland functioning properly. And how does that work for his people, and how does it work for our people, the carbon dated people, because we're separated, we're now a part of the human race, although we've mixed in with them in different variances and situations. And what we need to understand about our government and what their plans are and what's going on and what they've set and put in motion. Alright, so we're talking about natural and unnatural. On this planet that we live on, we have something called radioactive energy. It comes from the sun. Even the moon has radioactive properties as well. It has plasma energy attached to it. That's why it gives it that shine at night. It has that little that white shine that lets you know that there's plasma energy coming off that planetoid. But what does that have to do in relation with the plant life on our planet? Well, here's the thing. This sector of the universe has very high energy sun and moon. Multiple high energy suns and moons, because you guys are starting to see on my videos that we have more than one moon and we have more than one sun now. But as you know, the media, TV, and everything else, and the news, they're not going to tell you guys this. This is why we encourage a lot of research. The natural food on this planet was made for us, and everything else that's natural. All of the fruits and vegetation that's on our planet has solar radiational energy within it, and small portions of dark matter energy and dark crystallized energy within it. the food also has very small. Also, the food also has very small portions of condensed sunlight within it, sunlight particle energy within it. This is part of the reason why, if you look on Facebook and different places, you may see videos of people doing little experimentations with different types of vegetables and fruits and stuff like this. And I saw that there was an experiment being done by a dude who was actually trying to fit a light bulb inside of a potato. And what happened is that the potato actually gave enough energy to the light bulb for the light bulb to actually light up. People don't realize the amount of energy that the vegetables and the vegetation and the fruits on this planet has within it. People don't realize the level of energy that it has within it. The vegetation has different amounts of current, or of electrical current going through it. And this current comes from a very natural base. It comes from plasma energy. I've talked about plasma and dark energy before. And this is the stuff that helps our food grow on the planet. The soil, the dark soil, is actually dark crystals. Believe it or not, it's really dark crystals in a grounded form. And these dark crystals with that sunlight energy, because the sun, remember the sun, what's responsible for the sun? Dark energy, the dark cosmic energy that you see out there in outer space is what's responsible for the sun and moon. So the sun comes from dark energy, that beautiful light that we have every day where it looks like daytime out here. The light comes from darkness. So with that being said, our food is very nourishing for us, but we have a group of people on the planet who are not like us, who have a shape like us, but they're not like us. They're called mankind. We are man, the Anunnaki people, the carbon dated people. We are man or woman, but they are mankind or womankind. They're kind of like us, but they're not like us. And this is why a lot of them have reported on social media, even on YouTube, that they tried to go vegan. But after a long period of time, what happened? They started, believe it or not, they started pissing out blood, shitting out blood, coughing up blood. They're malnourished. They don't understand why. And this is why, if you look in today's time, they had to cut a lot of that off. The FDA, these people, they know what's going on. They know what's going on, but they just don't want to say nothing. So what's going on with Monsanto's food corporation? Monsanto is responsible for the mass majority of the GMO foods that's out here. Okay, and I'm gonna show you a quick little video for you guys to see how you know if the food is GMO or not in today's time. Ready? Let me show you this. I want you to see this. So I want you guys to check out this video right here that a friend sent me. I want you guys to check this out. Look at this.
We've all gotten a piece of fruit before and peeled that little sticker off of it. But what does it mean? Well, if there's 4 digits and the first number is 4, that means the fruit's been sprayed with pesticides. And if there's 5 digits and the first number is 8, that means the fruit's been genetically modified. Lastly, if there's 5 digits and the first number is 9, that means the fruit has been grown organically. But what does it mean? Well, if there's 4 digits and the first number is 4...
So if there's 4 digits on the fruit, now you have a person beside the video that's watching what's being said. This is a TikTok video. And on this particular video, you see that the individual is saying that if there's 4 numbers on any fruit or vegetable, there's 4 numbers on it, and the first number is 4, guess what?
That means the fruit's been sprayed with pesticides.
It means the food has been sprayed with pesticides. Whether it, as you can see, there's a kiwi and a lemon, and he's showing you that if there's 4 numbers, you see that little sticker that's on all those fruits and vegetables that you guys buy? Well, it means something, people. If there's 4 numbers on the sticker, and then the first digit is a 4, it means it's been sprayed with pesticides, people. Not good for you. And then check this out.
And if there's 5 digits and the first number is 8, that means the fruit's been genetically modified.
Now, GMO, genetically modified food, has 5 digits on the sticker. But guess what? How do you know that it's GMO? Not only does it have 5 digits on it, but the first digit, the first number, is an 8. That's how you know that it's a genetically modified fruit or vegetable. This is how you know the difference between the natural food for the Anunnaki and the unnatural food for the orcs, the spliced humans. Okay?
Lastly, if there's 5 digits and the first number is 9, that means the fruit has been grown organically.
Yeah, dude's tripping out over that. So, he's saying, now if you find fruit or a vegetable that's got 5 digits on it, but the first digit, the first number is a 9, then that is something that was made for us to eat. That's something that was made for us to eat. We're supposed to intake that into our bodies, people. Okay? You gotta study. You gotta know what's going on. You gotta be on top of this stuff. So anything with 5 digits on it that has a number 9, the first number is a 9. That's for us to eat. And why do you think they put a 9 on there? That's for a 9 ether being to consume. That's why they put a 9 as the first digit. You understand? So, with that being said, I want you guys to watch this particular video here. Are GMOs good or bad? Genetic engineering in our food. And I want you guys to understand that it's good for certain species and bad for certain species. What's good for us may not be good for someone else on the planet, because we're not all the same, and we need to understand this. And Monsanto's Food Corporation fully understands this. They know that there's certain people on the planet that cannot eat this natural stuff. So we're going to watch this video right quick, and then we're going to keep on discussing this topic a little further.
GMOs are one of the most controversial areas of science. GMOs are one of the most controversial areas of science. Genetic engineering is used in many fields, but even though medical applications like GM insulin are widely accepted, the debate heats up when it comes to food and agriculture. Why is that? Why is the same thing treated so differently? Let's try to get to the bottom of this and explore the facts, the fears, and the future of GMOs. Humans have been genetically modifying plants and animals for thousands of years.
Listen to this. Listen to the lies they tell you. That human beings have been genetically modifying food and for thousands of years and all that. There's truth and non-truth to that. First of all, the human race has been doing that since they were created on the planet Nern or Tamriel. The humans have been doing that. Okay? Because they don't even want their low energy sun on the planet even touching them for real. That's why they got cloud making machines all over the place. They even have them on our planet here. They're the ones that's GMOing food out here. They can eat the food that's on their planet, yes. But they don't even want to go the natural way on that. And they want to make GMOs over there also. Okay? Alright? They do not want sunlight energy entering into their bodies, people. If they know what it the kind of harm that it does to them, they don't want any of that stuff going into them. Because they know how it affects them. The sun is an enemy to them. Which means the sun children, by default, are going to be an enemy to them. That's how they're going to see it. They have been the ones GMOing food out here. Genetically modifying organisms out here. Because they have to consume that. Okay? But for us, we don't do that. So understand, anytime they're talking about humans, that's them. That ain't us. Okay? Alright, but anyways, continuing on.
A few of your crops had very good yields. Maybe one of your wolves was especially loyal. So you did the smart thing and bred the plants and animals that had traits beneficial to you. Traits are just an expression of genes. So with each generation, those genes got more pronounced. After thousands of years, almost every single plant and animal around us is vastly different from its pre-domesticated state. If humans have been changing genes for millennia, what makes a so-called genetically modified organism, or GMO, different? Selective breeding is basically hoping for lucky hits. Genetic engineering eliminates this factor. We can choose the traits we want, make fruit grow bigger, immune to pests, and so on. So why are people concerned about them? Let's start with one of the most common objections to GMOs. Gene flow, meaning GM crops could mix with traditional crops and introduce unwanted new characteristics into them. There is a method that might guarantee complete prevention, but is a big anti-GMO argument by itself: terminator seeds. The idea is that they could produce sterile plants, requiring farmers to buy new seeds every year. The very concept of this, however, caused a public outcry, stopping the technology being put to use. This brings us back to the unintentional spreading of engineered DNA. There have been cases of GMOs growing where they weren't planted, and traces of modified genes found in foreign crops. But GM plants can't run wild entirely. Many crops pollinate themselves, and all crops have to be related to mingle. There are also cultural methods like buffer zones to keep unintentional crossing at a minimum. But if it's possible in principle that a GMO could unintentionally cross with a non-GMO, there's actually a more important question. Is food that comes from GM crops different to food from non-GM crops?
Of course. Food that is GMO is food that is made in a lab. It never had any sunlight hitting it. It doesn't come from the ground. It doesn't come from the earth. Okay? This is food that's being cloned in a lab. As you can clearly see here, it is unnatural. So when I tell my people, please, please, stop eating the meats. Okay? Stop eating this GMO food. Look at the sticker that's on the food. Anything that has soy in it, avoid that. Okay? Because that's for these individuals that's out here. A lot of people don't even realize corn has metals in it. Yes, corn has metals in it. Okay? Okay? People don't realize what's going on. People think that this animal called the chicken actually comes from here. No, it's actually a foreign animal. People don't actually understand what is going on here. You cannot be a natural being and consume GMOs and think that your blood likes that shit, because it doesn't. Your genealogy was made by nature, so you must consume nature to properly have your body functioning properly. Okay, you got to know what's made for you and what's not. You have to know. And it doesn't mean that if you eat one GMO thing, it's going to kill you. No. But what we're saying is that over time, if you consume a lot of GMOs and you think you're just completely healthy inside, you're going to have some complications going on inside of you, because that stuff was not made for you to consume. Okay? All right. Let's continue.
This question has been a major concern from the very beginning. GM plants that are destined to be eaten are checked for possible dangers, and the results are evaluated by multiple agencies.
See? They're trying to tell you. The GMO food, if you guys consume it, our people, the carbon dated people, if we consume it, there can be complications with this food that may go inside of your system. There may be complications with this stuff, and if you eat too much of it, it can cause you guys to get sick. Yes, the GMOs can cause you guys to get sick on a very low cellular level. It will start to mess with certain things in your blood and stuff like this. The next thing you know, you're getting sick and you're having all these complications and you don't know why. Because you're eating so much of the GMOs, you're not eating none of the natural shit, and then you know your body's not in the proper homeostasis, so you you eating all this garbage. You're eating fake food. And then you're getting sick and you don't know why, and your body's malnourished. See? You need to know what's for you, people. You need to know what's actually for you guys.
After more than 30 years and thousands of studies, the science is in. Eating GMO plants is no more risky than their non-GMO equivalent. But don't just take our word for it. Sources for this and other claims are in the video description.
We both know the truth behind GMOs now. We both know that's not made for us. But let's let the video continue, though.
But what about plants that have been engineered to be toxic? For example, BT crops. A gene borrowed from the bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis lets engineered plants produce a protein that destroys the digestive system of specific insect pests. The plant makes its own pesticide. Insects that eat it die.
See? Now, if they could do that with an insect, where an insect eats this stuff and it dies, what do you think? See? I'm going to come at you guys hard now. What do you think this guy Bill Gates is doing when he's buying up all of these different farmlands? What he's trying to do is that he's trying to genetically engineer the GMOs in a way to where when they start distributing this stuff out, when our people start eating it, the natural people, when we start consuming it, we start dying off. This is why you guys need to know the differences between the GMOs and the non-GMOs. Because these people, all they want to do is mess up all the natural food on the planet so that way there'll be no natural food for us. But because they got to get kicked off the planet and all this other stuff that's going on, I mean, you know, if they can make a fruit or vegetable to where they can literally target an insect or a specific insect and then have it eat it, and then its digestive tract gets all destroyed and then the insect dies. Do you really think they can't do that with human beings, with our people or carbon dated people? Of course they can. They could put something in that particular vegetable that is extremely harmful and deadly to us, and then when we consume it, we die. We get sick. But then when one of these orcs, these humans, eat it, they're completely fine. We talked about our genealogy. We talked about on carbon, that video dealing with carbon, and we talked about the difference between our immune systems and theirs. Well, this is also related to that video. The food that we consume is supposed to be different from theirs also. We are not the same as them, and we need to understand this. Continuing on.
That sounds alarming. Pesticide sprays can be washed off, while the poison in BT crops is inside the plant. But actually, it's not a big deal. Poison is really just a question of different perspectives. What's harmless to one species might kill another.
See? They just tried to tell you right there. What's harmful to one species might be good for another. See that? See that? They oh, man.
For example, is a poison that kills insects but is harmless to us. Or take chocolate. It's dangerous for dogs, but a pleasure for humans. BT crops produce a protein that is tailored to the specific design of the digestive tract of certain insects. It's completely harmless for us. There's also the opposite approach. Plants that are engineered to be resistant to certain weed killers. This way, farmers can use them widely, killing the other plants competing for resources without harming the crop. Here we get to the dark underbelly of GMOs. For the pesticide industry, they are big business. Over 90% of all cash crops in the US are herbicide resistant, mostly to glyphosate. As a result, the use of glyphosate has increased greatly. That isn't only bad. Glyphosate is much less harmful to humans than many other herbicides. Still, this means farmers have a strong incentive to rely on this one method only, casting more balanced ways of managing weeds aside. That's one of the most fundamental problems with the GMO debate. Much of the criticism of this technology is actually criticism of modern agriculture and the business practice of the huge corporations. Technology is actually criticism of modern agriculture and the business practice of the huge corporations that control our food supply. This criticism is not only valid, it's also important. We need to change agriculture to a more sustainable model. GMOs as a technology are actually an ally and not an enemy in that fight, helping to save and protect nature and minimize our impact on the environment.
Bullshit. Like I said, bullshit.
Let's look at some positive examples. Eggplant is an important crop in Bangladesh, but often whole harvests are destroyed by pests. Farmers had to rely heavily on pesticides. Not only was this very expensive, farmers also frequently got sick. The introduction of a new GM eggplant in 2013 stopped this. The same Bt protein we talked about before, an effective killer of insects but harmless to humans, was engineered into them. This reduced insecticide use on eggplants by more than 80%. The health of farmers improved and their income rose dramatically. And sometimes a GM approach is the only option. In the 1990s, the papaya industry in Hawaii was under attack from the ring spot virus, which threatened to wipe out Hawaiian papaya. The solution was a papaya genetically modified to be vaccinated against the virus.
Let me tell you something. When you see this food starts getting viruses and stuff like this, that's because what these people are doing is that they're getting this food injected with something. If it's natural, if it's a regular papaya, okay, and it's completely fine. Nature doesn't make mistakes. Nature knows what it's doing. So for the regular papaya to get damaged like that and have a strange virus all of a sudden, that's the human race. That's mankind meddling with something they're not supposed to, you understand? And getting the stuff either injected, they're injecting it manually, they're injecting it themselves, or they're sending out these mosquitoes that are actually machines that are small, tiny little robots, believe it or not. Because we're not supposed to have mosquitoes on this planet. They're not natural. And notice mosquitoes have a tiny little syringe for like a mouth or something. They're injecting something into something. They're tiny little syringes that can fly around and are being monitored somehow by radio frequencies and stuff like this that they have in underground labs and military bases underground. Just so you guys know what the frig is going on around here. This is why you heard about Bill Gates releasing all these mosquitoes in Florida and shit like that. These people know what they're doing.
The papaya industry in Hawaii was under attack from the ring spot virus, which threatened to wipe out Hawaiian papaya. The solution was a papaya genetically modified to be vaccinated against the virus.
See? They got rid of the natural shit. They made up an excuse. See? They made up an excuse for the original after they got it injected. And then they make up an excuse that, oh, we'll just make it GMO. So that way everybody can eat it. And then they push aside the natural shit and make an overabundance of the fake shit. And then they have everybody eating the fake shit. And and nobody knows what the hell's going on. They always make a solution to the problems that they cause.
Without it, the state's papaya industry would have collapsed.
Just like COVID. Just like COVID.
All these stories show a very narrow application. 99% of all GMOs we use right now produce pesticides or are resistant against them. There is so much more we could do. Scientists are working on GMOs that could improve our diet. Plants that produce more or different nutrients, like fruit with higher antioxidant levels that help to fight diseases, or rice with additional vitamins. On a larger scale, we're trying to engineer plants that are more resilient to climate change. Plants that can better adapt to erratic weather and adverse soil conditions, making them resistant to droughts or floods. GMOs could also not only reduce agriculture's impact on the environment, but actively help to protect it. Scientists are working on crops that can draw nitrogen from the air like microbes. Nitrogen is a common fertilizer, but its buildup pollutes the groundwater and speeds up climate change. Plants that collect their own nitrogen can fix two problems at once: the overuse of fertilizers in the developed world, as well as the shortage of it in developing countries. We could even modify plants to become super effective carbon collectors like the American chestnut tree, to mitigate and actually reverse climate change.
The lies that they tell you.
With the tools we have today, our imagination is the limit. The world eats 11 million pounds of food every day. A UN estimate suggests we'll need 70% more by 2050. We could grow that food by clearing more and more forests to create fields and pastures, and by using more pesticides.
See, this is the lies they tell.
Find a way to do it on the land.
This is the lies they tell. Oh, we can destroy more stuff so that way. I mean, listen to this.
The world eats 11 billion pounds of food every day. A UN estimate suggests we'll need 70% more by 2050. We could grow that food by clearing more and more forests to create fields and pastures, and by using more pesticides.
See? How are you gonna make more food by destroying land? These people with this deforestation shit, they ain't not gonna stop, and they're gonna continue to make excuses for it.
Or we find a way to do it on the land we've got right now with more effective methods like GM crops. Intensifying farming instead of expanding it means that GMOs could become the new organic. In a nutshell, GMOs have the potential to not only drastically change agriculture, but to also dampen the effects of our own irresponsible behavior. GMOs could be our most powerful weapon to save our biosphere.
No, it's one of the most powerful weapons to kill off indigenous people on this planet. That's what it can be used for. Because it's good for you humans and terrible for us. Do you understand that, people? Do you understand this video?
This video took more than 600 hours to make, which would be impossible without viewer support on patreon.com. If you'd like to support carefully researched content made with love, it's really very helpful, and you can get your own bird as a reward. If you want to learn more about genetic modification, we have more videos explaining the opportunities and risks of the technology and how it could...
Look at this, they're already showing you CRISPR. CRISPR, genetically modified humans. Oh my goodness, malaria with these insects. Oh man, with these. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Do you guys understand now why it is that I've been saying for years that we need to understand the differences between GMOs and natural food, understanding the alkaline chart, acidic versus alkaline and neutral? Do you see now why? Look up here. It says natural herbs versus pharmaceutical drugs. What's best for you? And I keep telling people, stop putting these pills from these pharmaceutical companies into your bodies. Stop going to the hospital and taking all of this stuff that they've given you. All of this stuff is laced with testosterone, estrogen, is making you feel all kind of ways, it's giving you sexual imbalances, you don't know what the hell's wrong with you, your blood is coagulating, you don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Put herbs inside your bodies, people, natural herbs. Okay, stuff that comes from the earth. Put it in your bodies. You guys have no idea the amount of potency and power that these alkaline herbs have. The alkalinity levels are off the charts. This stuff can really help you guys fix whatever's wrong with you. That's how powerful this stuff is. Why are you guys putting pills in your bodies? I do not understand. The pharmaceutical companies make money off of your slow death process. These pills are already killing you. You already have something wrong with you that's killing you. Then they're giving you pills that's slowly killing you, and they're making money off of your death process. It's just like cigarettes, man. It's the same process. You like how the way the nicotine makes you feel calm, but it's slowly killing you. We have to make better choices, people. We have to make better decisions with our health. Start working out. Don't just stay home all day. Work out. Go in the sun. Play basketball. Go jog. Go work out. Lose weight. Come on. Stop drinking the soda. Okay, and this goes for my people. Stop eating the meat. Look at that watermelon down there with no seed in it. Look how strange that looks on the lower right hand corner. And then look at the one with the seed in it. Look how natural that looks in comparison to the watermelon without a seed in it. I mean, how you guys have to ask yourself, seedless grapes and shit like that when you go in the supermarket, how the hell you eating something with no seed in it? Can't you see that was made for someone else to consume? You can't see that? Come on, people. Can I still eat it? Meat. No. Stop eating it. Okay? The fluoridated water, people. The fluoridated water, man. The fluoride in your water supply. You guys gotta stop eating this stuff, people. You guys have to stop eating you guys have to stop drinking this water with fluoride in it. Use cucumber or lime or lemon. It's water soluble, and it will destroy any of those metals that's in the water, making the environment of the water alkaline enough for you guys to drink. So you guys will be fine. Okay? A lot of you guys are cleaning your bodies with this soap, this Dove soap, and all this kind of soap that you guys are using, not understanding that the soap that you guys usually use out here is actually synthetic detergent. It's synthetic detergent. This is why you guys are having all kind of skin rashes and skin problems. You don't know what the hell's wrong with your skin, and you're always scratching, and you always feel this itchiness in your skin, and don't understand why, and your skin feels sometimes dry, and you don't even know what the hell's wrong with your skin. Get natural alternatives, okay, for soap. I advise you guys to use Dr. Squash, you know, but hey, you guys have to stop eating the meats because, well, when you consume the meat, all of that pain that animal went through is now being absorbed by your body. So fear, the energy of fear, trauma, pain, regret, all of that negative stuff is going into your body, pushing your aura field and electromagnetic field into a lower frequency. And because you're in a lower frequency, you know, something about you just ain't right. Okay? And if you have your third eye activated and you're in a lower frequency, you're going to be dealing with negative entities sometimes. Once in a great while, they're going to show up and you know, come around you and shit like that. And they're just, you know, they're just hanging around looking for just an issue. Because, you know, they're from a lower frequency. You know? And, you know, the sun is what provides all of this healthy stuff for our bodies, people. You know, I think it's crazy that some people literally walk around with an umbrella trying to, you know, block the sun and shit. And there's some of our own people doing this. Are you insane? You're a child from the sun. You're a sun child, and you're walking around with an umbrella on top in 100-degree weather. Are you insane? You don't even embrace the shit that's giving y'all life out here. You really are the walking dead, man, for real. Don't know how to eat. Don't know the truth about nothing. Staying ignorant. Drinking water with metals in it. Don't know nothing about your own history. Keep eating all the Monsanto's food. You're the walking dead out here. You don't know no better for nothing. And the sun, the thing that's giving you food on the planet to eat, you spit in its face by putting sunblock on. And you're already a dark-skinned person. Oh, I don't want to get darker. You just don't get it. You don't even get darker like that. The only way for you to actually get darker is by sitting in the sun for very long periods of time while you're in water. People don't even realize that. And I keep saying this. I keep on saying this. The sun is what's giving you the nutrients and the food. And if you guys don't get this in your head, you're never going to get this. Artificial intelligence needs this kind of GMO food to survive. The artificial people, the fake people on our planet, the GMO people, the people from Nern, Tamriel, they need this fake food to survive. Not us. Colgate, it's got fluoride in it. All this what you brush your teeth with also has fluoride in it, so you might want to change your toothpaste too. Gotta understand, all these fast food chains that you guys love eating at, you know, gonna want to change that up too. It's never too late to go vegan, man. The human race, they can only go vegan with GMO food. They can only go vegan with GMO food, but they can only do it for so long before their body starts aching for the meat. So they still can't do it. They gotta eat the meat. They have to do it. The human race can eat the meat, and their pineal gland will work fine because they were built and designed to eat meat. So these Buddhist monks that are in these temples that are not eating meat and stuff like that, they're just basically going against their own body's biochemistry and stuff like this. And a lot of them are actually eating meat on the low, and they're not saying nothing because they realize that something's wrong with their bodies, and they're trying to heal internally. They're trying to use their chi energy to heal internally, and they're having all kind of complications, so they're eating meat on the low, and nobody realizes it. Yeah, because they was built to do that. It's not their fault. They have sulfuric acid inside their stomachs. We have a plant-based type acid in our stomachs. This is why our Anunnaki people, our acids inside our stomachs, it takes us a lot longer to break down flesh and meat than it takes for the orcs. They break it down very, very easily and quickly. But it takes them way longer to break down vegetation, especially when it's the natural kind of vegetation. But for us, we break that stuff down like nothing. The vegetation, we break that stuff down like nothing. Because our carbon in our blood is very close to glucose and stuff like this. It's very close to plant life. Okay? And we can get to a state to where we don't even need to eat no more. We could just absorb the sunlight radiation, and that will keep us fed. Because we're different from these humans, man. They can't do that. We're different from them. And this is something that we need to be able to understand. Okay? This is something that we need to be able to understand. Okay? Alright? Stop drinking the sodas, man. Get a natural soda alternative. You know? Stop going to McDonald's, okay? Stop eating. Let me tell you something about these fast food chains also before I get out of here. A lot of this, McDonald's and KFC and Big Double Whopper Burger and Wendy's and Burger King, Taco Bell. People don't even realize this. You know how many people need to eat meat a day on the planet? Not all of this meat is actual natural animal meat. A lot of this stuff is being cloned in a lab. And I'm going to just come out and say this shit. And this is going to be hard for people to take. You guys might want to start watching some, like my people, the carbon dated people. You might want to start watching documentaries on animal cruelty and these slaughterhouses and stuff like this, just to get away from the meat completely and get meat alternatives. Get meat alternatives, okay? Field roast, Beyond Meat, and all these other types of meat alternatives that taste great and it's good for you. But what I'm saying is this is because people don't realize this. A lot of this meat that you guys are consuming is actually humans. It's human people ground it up and shit like this and sprayed to taste like whatever kind of meat it is that you want to consume. They got meat being made in labs all damn day that you guys could eat, but I'm telling you, a lot of this meat is actually people. Why you think they're doing human trafficking and all this other shit? Huh? Why you think Bill Gates is trying to buy up every single piece of farmland he could find? And this is the dude that's supposed to be dealing with computers and stuff. Like, why he's so into this vaccine? Huh? You see the vaccine down there, right? Why? Because they know that something's going to happen on the planet with the natural people. The natural people spiritually have a level beyond what they have right now. They have a spiritual level that goes to like a godlike mode where they can fly around and do all kind of stuff. And that part of the DNA, which is really DEA, deoxyetheric alkali, because we don't have DNA because we're not human. They call it junk DNA in school. That's the alien Anunnaki DNA that's within you. It's going to activate at a certain point in time frame. So they need to inject you guys with the Pfizer vaccine, Moderna, and all this other stuff to keep you guys dumbed down, ignorant, and afraid. So I'm just letting you guys know it's a short video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Alright? This is all I got to really say on the matter, okay? We're moving on to the next video. It's your boy, Sirius Inner Temple. Spiritual Network. Season 4, Apocalypse. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video on wherever else is it that you can, and whatever else. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Tell me how you guys like the video, whatnot. Give me some suggestions and stuff like that. And I'll see you guys later. Okay, signing off. Sirius out. Dietary!